Okay, I'm back with the Neotrellis, and this time I've created a new program, and this one is from the ground up, no copying other gear this time. So this was kind of an interesting one where I created a 4-layer sequencer that randomly generates patterns per sequencer track. So the best way to show you is just to go through the functions. So I've already set up my DAW so it's synced to the DAW, and then I'll unmute this one. So if I hold it down, you can see it has these two lights lit, and that basically means that these are the notes that it's allowed to play. So right now it's just the octave, so if I turned on these it would be the 4th and the 5th, but I'll leave those off for now. And this is my generate button. So right now you can hear it's playing a pattern. So if I press generate, it will create a new pattern. And right now it's set to 32 steps, but I can set it down to 16, or down to 8 steps, or down to 4 steps. So if it's 4 steps, it'll create a really tight loop, and up here it'll be 8. And when I generate the new pattern, it'll take into account how long the pattern is, so it'll try to fill those steps. I think the new button just does 4 new random steps, but 16 seems good. And then I've got this up here is my octave, so I can hit that and it'll take the notes down. So if I just want this as a bass for now, and then this one over here is the step resolution. So right now it's on 16ths, but if I take this down, each note will hold for an 8th note, and this will be quarter notes, and then this over here is whole notes. Should be. Is it recording again? Okay, so my DAW does this stupid thing where it records a pattern. Now it should be just playing from here. So now you can hear it's playing. So this blue button here, this is the create new pattern where it clears out everything else, and the blue button will add new notes randomly just throughout the pattern. And then this one here will change velocities random. So if I bump the resolution up again, you can hear the velocity is randomized for each step. And then the last button here, this is an octave spreader, so if I press it, it'll randomize the octave spread either up or down, or it'll stay the same. And each time it'll randomize it further, so you can kind of start stretching out your patterns. And then I've got shift functions up here, but first I'll show you some of these other tracks running with it. So by default I've set it up so that the second track plays the 5th and the octave, this one plays a pentatonic scale, and the last one is just all the notes. So if I want to create a new pattern on this one with all the notes, and add a few extra notes, you can hear that's playing. I'll mute the first step for now. So now we're just listening to, and it's recording again. Okay, so now it's just playing this pattern here. And I've got these shift functions up here, so if I hold this down and click generate new pattern, it'll create a note for every single step instead of just a few steps. So I'll randomize the velocity for that. And then the shift function here will remove a step instead of adding one, so it'll just look for a random step and kind of turn it off. And then if I shift press the velocity, it'll set the velocity back to a flat level again at 127. And if I hit this a few times, you can hear the octaves spread out. And if I undo that with the shift, then it will set the octave back to my current octave. So this is really fun. There's different ways to work with it, but I like to have the all notes up to so you get some really crazy layers going. Yeah, you kind of just keep messing with it until you get some interesting patterns going on, and then you can mute whatever steps you want to. Oh, and then the final part of it, let me just calm this down a little bit. So this up here is basically to transpose the notes. I can play it now in key, so it'll, like I can set the scale from up here again, like the chord bank. So now I'm in minor. But this here will play the note, so this will bump it up all a fifth, but it'll keep it inside that key. So yeah, this one's pretty fun. And also I added the feature so you can send each of these different patterns out to different MIDI channels. So if I hold this down, it'll show the MIDI channels. So right now they're all defaulted to 1. But if I was running it into hardware or something, or in my DAW, if I wanted to have different tracks for each pattern, then I could just change the MIDI channel with that. Or you can just send it all out the same MIDI channel, whatever works. Yeah, it's kind of a cool way to generate interesting melodic ideas that are more complex than anything I could play or think of. So yeah, this is my random pattern generator version 1.